Welcome into the Campfire, everyone. I'm Ashley Bullington, and this is our summer camp show. We break down districts from around the Metroplex. This week, we have quite the treat as we're in 3-5A Division I, and we're going to introduce you to these teams in our film session.
Last year, everyone in the district chased Abilene Cooper to no avail. This year, several teams have a shot at surpassing the Cougars. The two top competitors should be Azle and Justin Northwest. At Northwest, expect a lot of offensive firepower as usual. Junior Jake Strong was a newcomer of the year as a sophomore and should have a strong showing this year. What the Texans will need this year is their defense to make some stops, to keep the offense on the field. Azle came in second last year, and if they want to push past Cooper, they'll need another incredible year out of quarterback Chris Lee. The senior threw for over 3,000 yards last year, but his favorite target, Eric McAllister, has graduated, so Caden Taylor will be his go-to guy. Youth will be the name of the game at Brewer and Crowley. The Bears of Brewer haven't won a playoff game in over 30 years, and last year they started 7 freshmen in their playoff game. They have a young but talented secondary led by Isaiah Crosby and freshman Jordan Johnson. Crowley will be hoping their team's speed will result in victories for the Eagles. Dante Blake will get the bulk of carries on offense, and head coach J.J. Resendez will be leaning on 6'5" junior quarterback Jacoby Robinson to lead the way. Last year, Granbury, Arlington Heights, and Saginaw combined for just 2 wins. They'll be hoping for better results this year as they bring a little more experience to the table. At Granbury, look for quarterback Austin Jingerson and wideout Crash Davis to hook up for some big plays game in and game out. Saginaw went winless last year, but they hope a strong running game can get them into the win column. Finally, the Yellow Jackets of Arlington will be rebuilding, but have one of the best defensive backs in the district in Aiden Spires.
I know y'all know that this is my district, as I am an Azle grad and I live in Granbury, Texas. So I am rooting for those two teams. I know a little bit of bias, but whatever. These are some great teams in 3-5A Division I, and they are made up of phenomenal players. Let's introduce you to some of them and our players on the rise.
Quarterback Chris Lee had a fantastic junior season for the Azle Hornets and should be primed for an even better senior campaign. He threw for 3,300 yards and 36 touchdowns while only being intercepted 3 times. His standout game came against Granbury, where he threw for 507 yards and 4 scores. At 6'3", Lee is a strong-armed QB, and with interest from Dartmouth, you know he is smart as well. The Rough Riders of Saginaw may not have picked up a win last year, but you can't blame running back Kyle Kennard. The senior ran for over 1,000 yards and 6 touchdowns last year. Against Colleyville Heritage, the Rough Riders had their best chance at a win, and Kennard came through with 215 yards as Saginaw fell a touchdown short. Expect Kennard to get the ball often this year as Saginaw attempts to break into the win column. If you love the name, you'll love the player. Crash Davis of Granbury is one of the toughest wide receivers in the district. He caught 54 balls for 621 yards and 5 scores as a junior, and was an easy target for the Pirates quarterback. In a shootout with Azle, Davis was targeted all night and came down with 13 catches for 105 yards and a touchdown. As Granbury fights for a playoff spot, look for Crash Davis to play a big part in their success. At Brewer, there aren't too many positions that you won't find BJ Williams at. The athlete will line up at slot receiver, safety, return specialist, and he'll even get some plays at the wildcat position. As the Bears look to return to the playoffs, Williams may be their most dangerous player.
Some phenomenal rising stars that are in this 3-5A Division I district. Those stars, though, are led by some amazing head coaches. And in our Media Day segment, we talked to Justin Northwest head coach Bill Poe.
All right, Media Day. We're joined with Bill Poe from Justin Northwest. Coach, man, I tell you what, every year your offense is a statistician's nightmare. They come out to your games with carpal tunnel, writing down all the different stuff they have to. Right. What do you have in store for us this year? I mean, it looks like you have a young quarterback in Jake Strong, and you got a young running back in Kyle Cummings. I know Jake Strong was the newcomer of the year. So I know you got high hopes on him. Are we looking for another offensive explosion out of the Texans this year?
Well, that's the plan for sure. We're very fortunate to have the guys we have returning. We've got 6 out of 11 returning starters coming back. And so, of course, the key pieces being Jake Strong, being the trigger man, with Kyle Cummings, and obviously with our 2 offensive linemen, Michael Walters and Harlan Hill. And then, as everybody says, it always starts up front. But, that's kind of our plan.
Now, last year you wound up 3rd in district. It seems like everybody was chasing Cooper. Talk about what it's going to take to kind of overtake a Cooper team and what kind of problems they kind of give the rest of the district.
Well, first and foremost, Abilene Cooper is a very, very sound, very good football team, obviously a program. They were very good last year. And so for us, it's about being able to be consistent on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively, and just being able to make the plays when they need to be made. Just like in every game, being able to control the situation, being able to control the momentum, being able to control the amount of turnovers. And so for us, it's just a matter of being consistent and continuing to play hard. And that's the great thing about our kids. They play hard. They play extremely tough. Perfect.
Hey, thanks for joining us, Coach Poe. Obviously, we are hoping for a full season,
Sure.
not like last year, but
Right.
Good luck in the district play and non-district for that matter.
Okay, great. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Coach Poe, thanks for joining us here on the Campfire. And you can find the entire Media Day segment coming out on Thursday on our social media channels. Up next, Ward Fasold talks to the one and only Professor Diggs and our district breakdown.
All right, we're joined with the good professor, Mr. Diggs. How you doing there, Diggsy?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me back. I was a little worried, but things went well.
We got to have you back. We got to tap into that brain. We're talking 3-5A Division I, and last year everybody was chasing the outsider, Abilene Cooper. Are we still chasing Cooper this year, and what teams do you think have a better chance of passing them up?
I look at things in tiers, and last year, obviously, Abilene Cooper was the top tier, and then you had the kind of that next tier and the third tier. And I do think that Abilene Cooper is the district favorite, but it is a much closer dynamic this year. I think that you're going to have Azle and Northwest as that second tier, and they're really going to be closing in. Obviously, probably the best player in the district coming back is the quarterback at Northwest, Jake Strong. And I also think they're going to have the best offensive line. So if you got a good quarterback, you've got good time. In the high school game, you have a lot going on. And then Azle has their quarterback coming back, Chris Lee. They were 9-3 last year, and the 3 times they lost, they gave up 70, 66, and 77 points. That's some defensive issues over in Azle, and Azle's going to have to clean that up. And what they got coming back, maybe a fresh start, maybe getting all those seniors out there could be a fresh start. But historically, when you have a team that has that much turnover, it's I think they're going to have to outscore a lot of people this year, Warren.
What about I was talking to Coach Resendez and Coach Peterman. They're finally, they've only been there for 3 years, 4 years. Yeah. They're finally getting their footprint on things, and both of them told me they have a lot of youth. They got speed, but they got youth. Are those guys going to contend? They're obviously going to fight for that 4th spot, but are they going to contend for a little bit higher?
I don't think they're going to be contending this much higher. I don't think they're there. And for me, the outsider, you could talk about Brewer and Crowley, and they got great coaching over there, and they have great programs being built up. But I always say, look out for Granbury. Granbury is just on that precipice of getting to that next level every year, and they have a really good quarterback, Austin Jenkerson, coming back this year.
All right, well, next week we're going to talk 4-5A Division I, and
5A.
That's going to be an interesting one to talk about. So I appreciate you joining in.
I look forward to talking about it and making fun of Mansfield Summit again.
There we go.
I have a bold prediction for you guys. I'm calling a Granbury win in 3-5A Division I. Quote me. But thank you so much for watching this week's episode of The Campfire. You can check out content throughout the week in 3-5A Division I on our social media accounts. We have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. And come back next week as we deep dive into 4-5A Division I. Until next week, I'm Ashley Billington, and thank you for watching.